So you're the co-founder and COO of HYTOPIA?
I am. Are we live?
We're live, baby.
Sweet. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm the co-founder of HYTOPIA. COO.
HYTOPIA. Nice.
Yeah,
Which is
HYTOPIA.
a blocky gaming platform and game creation
Man,
ecosystem.
you nailed it. Everyone says voxel, but it is blocky, and it's not voxel because it's not all squares, right? We have some angles, we got some rectangles, that kind of stuff.
Let's
right?
go.
So,
I'll pretend
Innovation, baby.
I'll pretend I knew what I was talking about when I said.
No, you're good. I know that
just
came
ripped
right
it
from
from
our dev docs, and you nailed it. Yeah, that's totally cool. We try to put a point on that because voxel kind of is limiting sometimes. Everyone thinks I have to make this out of blocks, right? But that's not necessarily the case. So yeah.
So I mean, I guess my first question is is the crypto native Roblox or Minecraft the right kind of smooth brain description of what you guys are building?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like we always say to people that don't get our initial pitch, we're Roblox in the style of Minecraft, right? So we're a UGC games platform like Roblox where creators are creating the in-game content, like the marketplace items, all the stuff is user generated. But then we're limiting the style of it to Minecraft. So not to Minecraft, but to the style of Minecraft, right? Like blocky. And the advantage there is when there's creative limitations, people actually have to think about what they're creating instead of being like, oh, I'm going to make this person look like a chicken nugget. Like they have to think creatively because they're restricted to a certain pixel count on the texture, right? So we actually end up seeing more creative stuff come out the other end versus I'm going to download any old 3D model off a website and slap it in the game. So there's other advantages to it we can get in, but yeah, that's the high level.
Right. So it sounds like you guys have been on quite the journey over the past few years, including your original product getting shut off from Minecraft, I believe. You wanted to run us through that journey?
Sure. Yeah. It's been a wild ride to say the least. So we actually were formerly called NFT Worlds. A lot of people will recognize us by that. In October of 2021, we did a free mint and it sold out overnight. It was a huge success. People were paying $1,500 in gas just to mint one, right? So that overnight success allowed us to bootstrap, what we have today. And it was a slowly evolving vision from the initial project that was just an art project. We basically made these plots of land that were generated using an open source Minecraft algorithm. And so we would generate the land and then we'd look at its parameters and rank it based on, 1 to 10,000, how unusual is what occurred in the land. And then we sold those at different rarities. And that project went ballistic at first and then died. And then, we will launch some other little side things, gray boys, avatars, that kind of stuff, while that kind of bumped along the bottom. And then full on resurgence, everyone loved the vision as soon as we gamified it. We took it from just an NFT art project to something more than that. What we did was we thought, okay, we're already kind of Minecraft style, so let's use this, gamify it, and solve some of the problems that the Minecraft platform has. So then we evolved into this blockchain gaming layer on top of the Minecraft client that allowed Minecraft server owners to better monetize their servers and, players to better find servers instead of going to Google and saying best Minecraft server. I mean, that's how Minecraft servers are found right now. It's crazy. And Minecraft server owners, they're paying tens of thousands of dollars a month just to get in the top, 10 place. It's super dog eat dog. The margins are super slim. And that's what we were trying to fix. So we worked very, very closely with Minecraft's IP enforcement team and, OpenSea as well. We have a good relationship with them. They knocked down a bunch of IP infringement projects and stuff. We were high-fiving each other, and then all of a sudden they went dark. And in 2022, I believe it was July, the EULA change came. No blockchain in Minecraft. We had no communication from Microsoft, who we'd been working with for months. And they totally gave us the backhand, sent our project from, I don't know, the floor was 8 ETH or something to 0, straight up 0 overnight. But we had this war chest of funds from our other mints. And, me and my co-founder, we're here for the long run. We're not trying to take a couple million and run. We're reinvest that shit. Let's build, let's build our own game client. So we set out to build our own kind of Minecraft style client that connected to Minecraft servers. First team didn't work out. Second team didn't work out. The protocol is super difficult to work with. And then finally this year, roughly 8 months ago, we were we're going to build our own platform, completely independent, no Minecraft dependency. And it's been the best decision we've ever made in the company. We're absolutely cooking, shipping stuff like crazy. That's the whole story.
I love that. Massive chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, let's go.
Good place to build from.
So I mean, it's been crazy. Yeah.
the like classic on-chain gaming narratives of like you can own your items, there's interoperability, creators can earn more, etc.
Totally.
Like, I think are all great, but they also haven't really proven to be disruptive at all, or really be things that mainstream gamers care about. So I'm curious where you see the big opportunity here by building this kind of on-chain Minecraft.
I mean, it's the same opportunity everyone else is going for. Just people are not doing it in the right way. Like, I'm not trying to shit on other. Sorry, I keep cursing. I don't know if
You can
you
curse.
can.
This is you can.
Okay, yeah, I'm not trying to shit on other Web3 projects, but like, it's a game. People play games to have fun and be entertained. If you are flipping the pyramid of priorities upside down and making financial the top one, you're going to fail, right? Like, crypto is an incredible technology. It's an incredible tool. It gives the user the power of ownership of in-game items. But if the reason that a player is supposed to come to that platform, if that reason is the crypto layer, you're going to fail. Like, players come to games to have fun. And so that fun element hasn't been cracked yet. Like, I'm really not trying to like diss my other fellow Web3 projects. Like, Web3 is awesome. We love it. Like, we are Web3, but like, no one's cracked the fun code. And so until we can crack that fun code, no one's going to see success. And so we're really focusing on like, how can we make this product as focused on the fun element as possible? And then once we start to grow because the platform's fun and easy to use, we can tie the crypto in and it'll be a huge success. Let's stop working the wrong direction. So that's my feeling on it.
I guess I'm curious about the strategic approach to product development here, because it's obviously a pretty long road to get anywhere close to feature parity with the depth and intrigue of Roblox and Minecraft. But you also need to provide value and a unique gaming experience. So how do you approach figuring that out?
Yeah, it's a good question. We play a couple angles on this. One, our SDK is like a different strategy as far as like who we're targeting. So we're JavaScript based, JavaScript, TypeScript. So we're targeting like people that have never built games before. JavaScript is the most known language in the world. And so we're saying kind of like, we're making this super easy to use SDK. You're a web developer or any sort of developer. Come try HYTOPIA out. You're going to be able to build a game in under a week using JavaScript in code base you're familiar with. You don't need to learn the ins and outs of gaming. You'll probably make a bad game. But Roblox is a quantity game, not a quality game. You see that there's a ton of people uploading games to Roblox and one just lands. So we want to give the best opportunity for a developer to come in, make the game they think is going to be good and go viral just because it happens to be good, right? A lot of the time, the top games are developed by really experienced studios that know game development. But the other half of the time, it's people that just are like, this is what I would think would be fun. And it is. It ends up being fun. And so we're different in the way where we're targeting those people a little bit harder. We're like a more available language, completely browser based, so they don't have to worry about doing different code for a phone than they would for a browser or a tablet. It's one code, cross-platform, super easy to do, AI tool assisted. Bam, you got a game in under a week. Now you're like, dang, this is super fun, but my game sucks. I want to improve it. That's how we hook people in.
Can you go ahead, Jess.
No, go for it.
Should I cut my answers shorter? I feel like I'm
no.
every question.
But I do want to just call. I think you wanted to show off a bit of the game at some point here. Right?
We can if you want. Yeah, I have the OBS studio set up. Look at this. Bam, bam,
bam.
So let's go. Yeah, let's jump in. No, let's jump into that. That's it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Let's do a little gameplay. So we're browser based, meaning all you have to do to play HYTOPIA is go to hytopia.com and you'll be redirected to our games page. It has like a list of different games. These are all community created, or actually a couple are our team, but like not on payroll. They're like their free time. So people are just actively playing games. I'll play a super simple one just so you can see the mechanics. So you select a game. This is high jump. Hit play now. It'll connect me automatically to the closest server. Infrastructure is super interesting because a server is not launched until a player hits play. So if no one's playing on the server, there is no server. So it spins it up instantly because it's this like proprietary architecture that can launch a server super quickly. So we have the server images ready to go. Anyways, okay, I'm in the game. Hercules, I guarantee he's watching this stream right now and he was ready to join the same game I was. This is just a community member, one of our top holders. Anyways, this is like a standard parkour. I'm using WASD. This is completely in browser. I think the goal of the game is to kind of get across the obstacle course as quickly as possible. Checkpoints. So yeah, all of this is 100% built within our HYTOPIA SDK. The map is designed in our build.hytopia terrain builder. You just go build.hytopia.com and you have this grid where you can just start placing different blocks. This is how you build maps. This exports as a JSON, import to the SDK, bam, you got a map. Super, super simple, 100% browser based. So I encourage everyone that's a developer to go and like just check this out. Super easy to make games, super fun. Yeah, that's HYTOPIA. I don't want to take up too much time on the gameplay, but
you fill us in on some of the, I guess, maybe user numbers, developer numbers, I guess just kind of traction on both sides of the marketplace you have so far?
Yeah, totally. We launched a creator grant program that was 250,000. So we're trying to go for experienced game creators at first. I know I said earlier we want to target the people that have no game development experience, but just to like go from 0 to 1, we're trying to get like experienced Roblox developers, people that know game design. So, you know, we can mitigate some risk. So what we're focusing on right now is content acquisition. We need content so when we push player marketing that they get retained, right? So we've done like TikTok and Instagram and other social media campaigns, and we've gotten about, I think we ran a 2-week program and got about 30 million views on TikTok. About 4,000 or 5,000 people joined the platform, created an account to test it out. No one was retained because you can't retain people on tech demos. It goes back to my original point. If it's not fun, no one's going to play it. And so we're really laser focused on bringing in content creators right now. We have like 4 or 5 teams like actively building that have experience with Roblox. They know the virality, they know what's addicting, they know what games stick. So once those launch, we'll push player acquisition a little bit harder and get some real numbers. But yeah, right now it's low. The games aren't fun yet. I'll be the first to admit it.
Important piece. So what are the incentives for developers here beyond the grants that they might get? What's the sort of ongoing business model they should expect to participate in?
I'm going to switch back. Bam. Okay. So built into the game client is this overlay. So like they can jump between the game and like the ecosystem. So this will be like your marketplace where you equipped items, where you upload items to the marketplace, the Web3 aspects of things. So the way the business model works is creators will charge players microtransactions for in-game items. So like here's a early adopter hats. This is a campaign we did for people that downloaded our mobile app for the first time. So they either got an Apple cap or a Robo hat. So here's our Apple cap, and here's it on the player. Sorry, like my monitor is 59 inches, so this is actually really tiny just for the sake of the demo. So some of this UI is really messed up, but it looks good on your end. Yeah, and you'll be able to like list things for sale and buy them in the token. And then HYTOPIA gets a cut, the creator gets a cut, and then a portion of it goes back to the Web3 aspect, the staking pool for our NFT holders. So like 15% of all marketplace revenue for the life of HYTOPIA goes back into the staking pool to be paid out to our supporters. I mean, that's a very high level, but yeah, it's basically fees on microtransactions in game and our in-game marketplace. Yeah.
Cool. Well, maybe we're sort of intrigued generally about the gaming industry, and it's clearly a very difficult one to build in. Seems like
100%.
without a distribution advantage in some way, it's a very uphill battle, regardless of whether you're building in crypto or
Yes.
more broadly. So I'm curious if you could give us a bit of a pulse check on the industry more broadly. Are there big innovations either in distribution? Is AI leveling the playing field for any developers? What are gamers excited about these days?
Yeah, it's a really good question. It's a balancing act right now. And gamers, the weird thing is gamers are like adverse to new technology. So like AI, crypto, any sort of like cutting edge, bleeding edge technology actually has the opposite effect that you want. Gamers don't like it. They're like, ew, AI slop or ew, crypto pyramid scheme. So what you have to do is you have to find how to use these things to improve the product without making it a selling point of the product. Because if you're pushing these on players, you're guaranteed to fail. That's why we've designed everything to be like frictionless, so players don't, join the platform and it's like buy our token, buy our token. That would absolutely kill it. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I mean, broad open question that you can answer however the heck you
want. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You're saying how do you break out of the like kind of oversaturation using?
I think just generally, I mean, it seems like it is in the the trough of despair right now as far as hype in crypto, and I think maybe AI is running into that as well.
Yeah.
I think there's this broad belief, at least over the last few months, that AI is going to unlock a whole new creator class, I guess, and in increasingly more complicated types of content to be created.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious if are you seeing? I know you're going after these more established or experienced developers here, but is part of the underlying thesis here that there will be this larger wave of developers that are able to come in and start building here?
No, I don't think I mean, there will be. Just like, our VCs and a lot of people in the crypto space say, sure, gamers don't like it yet, but they will someday. We're not going to take a bet on someday, right? So we have to build the products with what they want now in mind and then sneak the technology in. So when someday comes, we have it there. So like in HYTOPIA, for example, um, players don't want to see AI tools in the program, but we have an entire AI model context protocol, and we use like AI integration to build the games in Claude and Cursor. I mean, so like we're using AI tools, but it's not something that's user facing, right? It's developer facing. I think developers are a little more open minded, and content creators are more open minded on crypto, because if it makes the money, it allows me to make games, right? Like less than 1% of Steam games ever make a profit. So content creators are a lot more open minded about these technologies. Just players aren't. So you have to make that clear separation.
I feel like the last like mega innovation in gaming was kind of the free to play of Fortnite
Totally.
and PUBG. Like, if as you look forward, what do you see as being potential areas for the next like massive kind of industry transforming shift? Is that like VR?
No, definitely not VR. I think the problem with VR is the demand outpaces the hardware. So like you can't, you want VR. Like I'd strap in, if it looked really cool, but like Screen Door prevents me from buying the newest, AI, and there's no developers developing on it. There's not enough audience. The hardware isn't consumer available, consumer priced. I think we're going to stick with like microtransaction model for now, right? Like it's really low impact on the user. They don't have like an emotional feeling of spending money because it happens so quickly. Like I think like Roblox has this figured out. Like you can microtransact the hell out of users like for cents and cents and cents and cents versus like they'll never buy a $5 package, right? As far as like what's the next big moneymaker, I'm not sure. Like I think crypto has a potential to be that. Like that's why we're a crypto project. Like I think the missing link here, if you move away like all the bias players have, crypto can be that thing where players finally feel appreciated for the time they spend in the game, right? Like I was a long time World of Warcraft player. Like I played, I don't know, an insane amount of World of Warcraft, probably 400 or 500 days in game. If I could take those items I had and they had like real world value, I would feel like, even if it was like not life changing, I would feel like I got a little bit more out of that. And I think players deserve to feel that way about the time they spend, even if it's like for entertainment purposes. And I think once that clicks for the players, they'll really like those in-game economies. And we kind of know this is true already, because you see kind of these thriving black markets already for in-game items, like Counter-Strike, for example. If you guys are Counter-Strike players at all, there's this crate system in Counter-Strike where you buy a key, you unlock a crate for $1, and it's just like total gambly, ram, 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 tick, 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 and then it slowly stops on something. When someone gets a knife or something in game, they go ape shit, because that can go and be sold for real money on the black market. Instead of black market, let's do that natively in game. Give players the safety and the power to do that. And that's what HYTOPIA is trying to do.
So maybe a last question here for you. Like the distribution seems to be coming from short form video content. It's in many ways the core behind the concept of the show. We go live for an hour with at least 3 interesting people, create a bunch of clips, they get shared. There's a whole other world out there, especially when you get into the TikTok and Instagram and Reels. Kind of where we're spending all of our time now, for better or for worse. I'm curious, it sounds like you've done some growth motions over there. What is that a really compelling place still? Like, did you see that as actually being a place where if you just put a bit more effort and dollars in, that you're actually going to get some good returns from? And how are you doing that?
100%. Yeah, I think it's super worthwhile. It also depends on what age group you're targeting. Like TikTok tends to be a lot younger, but our platform appeals to a younger audience. Like Roblox, if you look at the Roblox age distribution, it's like 25, 25, 25, 25%. It like is flat across the board from the youngest to the oldest audience. And then once you get past like 25, it tapers off super hard. So like you need to figure out what user you're advertising to and figure out what the best platform for that is. So that's like step one. Step two, honestly, like a lot of it is narrative. Like we fell on our face a lot in the very early days because we were saying like HYTOPIA is a Minecraft and Roblox killer. Well, that doesn't work, because you're then challenging the audience to their opinion of those games. And so then they're thinking, instead of thinking, wow, this is a cool new platform, they're thinking, is this better than the game I like? They look at it and they're like, no way, this sucks. So if you change your narrative to this is the next up and coming, UGC platform, they're like, that does look like it's up and coming. So the narrative is super, super important because you're getting seconds to gain someone's opinion. They're going to make a quick opinion. You got to be super careful on narrative because of that.
Amazing, man. Well, I appreciate you hopping on with us today. Give us the last pitch. Where can people go and start to experience this right now?
Super easy, HYTOPIA.com. Go there and start playing around with the games. You can create an account in seconds or play as a guest and then convert your account later. We just migrated to base. We have a foundation established called High Foundation that's going to launch a new token. That's going to be the token that powers our entire ecosystem, player transactions, gasless. We are releasing a ton of stuff. So at worst case, just like follow our Twitter and see how much stuff we're building.
All right, we got to get back on prior to that token launch so we can see how you're diving into that topic that we're
Would love to
very
come back
intrigued
on.
by. All right, Max, thanks, brother.
Cool.
Thanks,
Thanks
man.
guys. Appreciate your
Max.
time. See ya.